wondered why so many people in Thailand have tattoos on their bodies. Not one, not two, some even cover their entire body with tattoos. Well, that made me very interested to find out more. And I found out that these tattoos are called sakyan. In this episode, we're going to find out what is sakyan, what is the power behind sakyan, and why do people have sakyan. What is the traditional significance of getting a spiritual tattoo, or a sakyan as it is known in Thailand? Today, even when science and technology play an important role in our lives, many people still have faith in this ancient and sacred art of protection, blessing, and initiation. We can see that some sakyan students do take trance during Vaikru, which is the day of celebrating the Guru. As if they are controlled by the spirit of the tattoos. What is the power of sakyan that grants us good fortune and bulletproof protection? First, let's find out the purpose of sakyan.
Sakyan has been in Thailand since 100 years ago. During the war, our warriors had protective sakyan tattooed that kept them from harm, and this frightened our enemies. That was how sakyan started. Today, the purpose of sakyan has changed. Unlike in times of battles where it protects you from physical wounds, people now are looking for well-being, wealth, health, and for the sakyan to help them to be a better person.
Ajahn Nu hailed from humble beginnings and shot to international fame in 1993 when he was requested by Angelina Jolie to do her first sakyan. Spiritually gifted since young, Ajahn Nu's interest in sakyan was a natural instinct that he used to help the people lead a better life.
When Angelina Jolie came to see me, she already studied the tradition of sakyan and knew what she wanted. She wanted the best of the spiritual world. So I gave her the best tattoo that is based on the date of birth of the Buddha. The 5-line sakyan that offers protection, well-being, good fortune, and all things positive.
I understand that. What are the reasons that people will come and get a sakyan? Your principle is that they must be good people. What if somebody who has done some bad things, but today they want to change? What happens then? Can they just do the sakyan?
Anyone can receive a sakyan. In the past, if the student or the luksit had been a bad person, then the moment he gets the sakyan, he must start doing good, or else all the blessings and the powers of the tattoo will not work. What is inked onto their bodies are powerful like the Buddha's birthday. So they must respect their parents, nation, and be a good person to get the highest benefit of the sakyan.
What if the student just runs away and doesn't practice to be a good person?
If the luksit doesn't practice being a good person, the power of the sakyan will be gone. He needs to get a recharge.
Where is the power of the sakyan? Where is the blessing coming from?
The power and blessings of the sakyan comes from my mind. It is from my faith, my blessings that give the power to the sakyan. The power does not come from the luksits or the students. They are from my practice. My relationship with the students is one where I transmit the power to them. The focus is not on me because for the transmission to stay, they have to respect Buddha, their parents, and be a good person.
From what I have observed at Ajahn Nu's Guru Day celebration, the students turn up to pay respect to their sakyan master with the hope of recharging their tattoos and to get more blessings. It is important to note that the person who receives the tattoo is referred to as a student because this is not a business transaction. It is the faith that they have in their Guru. At the Vaikru, the trance apparently purifies the sins they committed after taking the sakyan vows. yarn is empowered by 4 elements, namely the sacred geometry, the incantations, the holy texts, and astrology. Each master has a distinctive design of their own that they enhance with their own personal powers. In the course of my research, I was introduced to a new Sakyan master from France, who is building his own Sakyan museum to preserve the evolving tradition. Ajahn Mat was introduced to Sakyan 12 years ago when he saw a picture of the sacred tattoo in a French magazine. He was deeply inspired by it, and a few years later, he received his first tattoo in Bangkok. Not only that, the master who was featured in the magazine later became his root teacher. He was the Grand Master of Sakyan, the late Ajahn Tong.
Most of the people who seek Sakyan are in need of something. Some people are in need of friendship from others, some are in need of love, some are in need of money, some are in need of self-confidence, some are in need of power, like for Muay Thai fighters, for example.
Oh, okay. Some say that Sakyan has its origins in Cambodia as part of a holy text. What does Ajahn Mat believe?
People don't agree on the subject. I believe it comes from Chinese minorities for the animist part. Yes, you can find really some of the origins of Sakyan in the Thailand minorities, which are called also Dai tribes from China. Animist tattoo comes mostly with figures of animals that were found in the forest. Tigers, snakes, all that kind of animals.
Why would a human being want to have animal energy tattooed on their body?
You want to get the energy and the good things that comes from the animals, like its power. But tiger tattoo, for example, is not only just for power. A tiger you use also for self-confidence, for metta, to have people listen to you and to get authority to others. You have different kind of tigers with different virtues, and it also depends a lot of the akala, the writing.
When the times of war has passed, is that the time also that people started to put in the spiritual and the mantras into Sakyan?
No, it didn't happen this way. The addition of mantras, for example, came later with the different wars, different kingdoms and invasions. For example, when the kingdom of Ayutthaya won over Cambodia, for example, they took the artists and the religious people, come to them, and then they got influenced also by this with the different wars and the different influences.
Another interesting point is that Ajahn Mat's wife, Ajahn Nung, is also learning Sakyan as she was influenced by her husband. The couple has strong devotion to their teachers, and Ajahn Mat has received tattoos from 25 masters.
Initially, I didn't know much about Sakyan, but I followed my husband to meet many masters and learn along the way. After that, I became interested because I could see that Sakyan can help many people.
Can you share with me what was it that you have inside that can make you a Sakyan master?
Because of my special tooth. I have a natural ability to learn and chant the kata, all the sacred words.
Are there commitments that you need to take with the master? That means, what is that relationship?
The relationship is not like in other tattoo traditions where you have a tattooist and the customer. In Sakyan, you have a master and the luksit, which is you become part of the family of the master, and so it's a very strong bond. It's like a spiritual guide, like a guru, but also like a father. So it's a really long-lasting relation, even when you stop tattooing.
Do you take lessons or spiritual teachings that the master gives you?
It really is different with every master. Some masters have a lot of time to give to their students, some have a lesser time. There is no standard lessons. You just go to see your master as many times as you can, and you have talk, you ask questions, and he will always answer to you to help you improve.
Who chooses the tattoo?
Depends. The tradition is the master, but now more and more people are learning about Sakyan, and they already know a little of what could be good for them. They still ask the advice of the master, and we help them as much as we can. I give advice to them, and if they really want one yan and not another one, I tell them what could happen as a consequence, but it's still their choice.
According to Ajahn Matt, the pain one feels when receiving a sakyan is part of the spiritual journey, as it teaches patience and forbearance. Perhaps this explains why many flock to Wat Bang Pra to receive a sakyan, as it gives them a sense of connection to something bigger. Wat Bang Pra is also the abode of the late Luang Por Pen, whose body is kept there for 12 years. Hair is apparently still growing from the head, and there was no embalmment of the body at all. Luang Por Pen is famous for reintroducing Sakyan through his famous leaping tiger tattoo and the Gaoyot, which means 9 pokes that is placed at the nape of the neck. I have spoken to Kun Patum, who was Luang Por Pen's assistant for 40 years, on some of the miracles that he has witnessed.
Luang Por's remain are still the same after 12 years because of the power of his spiritual practice. He believes in the Buddha and is a very kind man.
Can you please tell me or share with me and what are some of the things that you saw when you were his assistant on the power of his tattoos?
This story came out in a Thai newspaper whereby a student of Luang Por, under the influence of alcohol, instigated a fight believing he was protected by the tiger yan. Initially, no one could stab him, but because he was using the tattoo for the wrong reasons, an attacker found the weak point and was able to kill him. It made Luang Por's tiger yan very famous, but it also shows that we must always do good in order to get the protection.
In this segment, I speak to Ajahn Toy, a Sakyan master who takes trance of his teacher, Lersi Tafai, during his white room. In this state, Ajahn Toy confers blessings and the recharging of tattoos for his students. But what we will find out from him is the protection tattoos referred to as Kang Krapan. It is believed that these tattoos protect the students from harm, accidents, and weapons.
Sakyan has been since the olden days, and it keeps us close like a community. If something goes wrong in our lives, Sakyans give us something to hold on to, something to believe in and to support us.
I understand from some research that I have done where after they receive the yan, the blessings, the kata, they can't be cut.
Lukupmi is a kata that I speak that blunts the weapons like a knife or a blade, and is practiced only between the master and his luksit. It is an act I do once a year during my white crew to restore the faith and blessing in the Sakyan.
But that person, that student will need to keep his vows very clean in order to have that protection even outside and away from Ajahn, right?
Yes, they definitely have to keep their vows, but I cannot for them to remember the vows. Just be good and you get good results. My yan will only work if you follow the vows. If you leave this place and start to do bad things, the power will be destroyed. Firstly, they are the luksit, have to obey and be loyal to their parents. Next, they have to respect us, their masters and my masters too. That's the 2 vows I ask of them.
Being committed to and following the vows set by the masters are crucial for the Sakyan to be effective. Next, we will see how the faith of a student is demonstrated in the Sian blessing ceremony.
This doesn't happen to every student. It depends on their faith in the master and the connection they have with each other. So, not every student will respond this way.
Such a strong pressure came over, and somehow I couldn't control it, it took totally take over my body and my everything, Actually, it's beyond explanation, So I put it over my body, all these tattoos, because they remind me of the Holy Spirits, and also they help me on my path to self-realization, if you want to call it.
When they have faith in me and believe in the forces, and I chant the prayers, it will provoke them to receive a universal energy that you call taking trance. If the student do not believe, there will be no.
The relationship with the Chanto is really, really special. Since the first time I actually met him, we felt, like love at first sight. And we started communicating without communicating, It's straight to energy and skin feeling,
The power of Sakyan ultimately comes from one's faith in the master, belief of supernatural forces, and also through keeping the vows of being a good person. Nevertheless, many people claim that the main pillar of Sakyan still lies in the magic of the masters and the purity of the lineage.
Well, after meeting several Ajahns about Sakyan, what do you think? For me, and I'm sure many of you, when you used to see these people coming back with all these tattoos, you must have been wondering, what were they thinking? Why would anyone do that to themselves? I used to think that. But now, after learning, I know that every yarn on the body has a meaning. Every yarn has a relationship with the master. A Sakyan is something that has vows and commitments, blessings, kindness and love. A Sakyan is spiritual. It is about being better. And like I always say, what we see may not be real, and what is real, we make us.